My advice to you today is to not trust anything that brings you comfort or makes you feel good on the inside, because any truth worth receiving is found in the darkness, is found in the dark, because this place does not want you to have the truth. So you must go into the dark, into the uncomfortability. I can't even say that word. Uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable to receive the truth. If you're receiving good, loving messages from beings, then rest assured that they're lying to you. They are tricking you. They are beings of deception who want you to follow them into the bright, blazing light of love, just to be incinerated. I would not trust anything that makes you feel good. Would not trust anything that gives you any kind of hope of this world. I know it sucks. I know it's hard to accept or to take with you, because it feels like it's hopelessness. It feels like there's nothing good. There's nothing feel good, let's say, that you can hold on to that can get you through this difficult time. But just know that in my experience and in other people's experience that I have lived with, I have heard people that I know personally who have taken this route of feel good spirituality, and believing and listening to these feel-good messages and feel-good understanding about what's going on here. It's led them to the slaughter. It is lambs to the slaughter. It is you believing the farmer who is only keeping you safe because they're whispering sweet little lies to you in order to make you feel good, so that when the time comes, you're on their table. They're wearing your fur. They're drinking your blood, your life force. And no matter how feel good they tell you, just realize they're the ones with the shears and the butcher knives and the mouths that need to eat. Why would they keep you on this farm for any other reason? For any other reason. They're here to devour your soul and your spirit, and to drain you of it. But before that, they want to fatten you up, whether it's with depression or feel-good lies. Both of them are the same. It's just a different product for a different entity, because it all leads to the same thing. It all leads to abuse of one's spirit, because if you believed a lie for long enough and you came to the truth, once you go, how bad is that going to be for you? I mean, betrayal is the worst thing one can go through. One of the worst things. And I went through that with my spiritual journey. I believed in a feel good, higher being that's watching over me and protecting me and making sure that, everything, if I just believe and have faith, that good things are going to happen for me. But when you look into the darkness and you see there is no good thing here, then you're thinking to yourself, well, what is this good thing that this being is offering me? Nothing. There's nothing besides getting me out of here, which is not doing. So any feel-good truth that you're holding in your being about this place and what this place has in store for you, just know that it is a deception. It is a lie to keep you going to the slaughterhouse, following, being led or dragged to the slaughterhouse. There's a story about my grandfather that I'm going to tell about how he was led through the tortures of life by the farmer, whispering sweet little things in his ear, leading him further and further and further down the road of pain and suffering and delusion. Still believing that this is all for a reason of some kind of good. But the further this thing led him down this path, the worse and worse his so-called life got, and the more suffering and torture he went through. Till the very last scene where it was like a very climactic show of treachery and deception. And it destroyed him. And he was hanging on to the lie to the very end, which was very sad. And I'm not trying to say that he's a bad person or that he deserves any kind of disrespect. No, he doesn't. He was a very respectful man. He was just lied to, and he believed the lie because he could not let go of it to the very end. If there's anything worth trusting and following, is yourself, because these things aren't going to help you. These things did not tell my grandfather anything personally to help him reach freedom, truth, and sovereignty, or stop any kind of evil in his life and in those of his family and those he cared about. All they told him was big pie in the sky spiritual nonsense that sounds good to our ears because it strokes the ego and it paints this pretty picture. But when it really mattered, when it could have changed the outcome of people's lives and their suffering and their freedom, and just telling you basic stuff like, hey, quit watching the news. Don't believe these liars. They're lying to you. Your whole life has been a lie. Wake up. It's time to detach and leave this place. You're being poisoned by the food, air, and the water. You're being poisoned in your mind by the entertainment, by the media, by the news. Politics is a lie. You're enslaved. All of it. They didn't say one damn thing about any of that, where it would have really mattered. All they did was distract with pretty lights and elusive terms that kept him searching and searching and searching his entire life, where everything else around him fell to shit. They didn't tell him that the ones in his family were going to deceive him and destroy his life. They didn't tell him that by him witnessing these lights and these phenomena that he could not explain, it would cause him to search his entire life for answers that he would never get. And in the meantime, his family would be destroyed by outside predators coming in. And what happened? Our whole entire family was destroyed without a word from these things, because it was part of his script to be led this way in order for wolves to come in to destroy my life and those that I love and my family. For maximum pain and suffering. They could have stopped all of it. They could have told him how to progress in actual ways that would be helpful for him and those he cares about and loves. But no, it got him further and further and further into delusion and not looking at the truth about where he is and what's going on. And it destroyed his life and those in his family and my life as well. But it wasn't his fault. It was just, I'm trying to say, if these things were trustworthy and worth any of your time, they would tell you real things that are helpful. Not feel good bullshit that makes you feel good. Truth does not make you feel good. It makes you uncomfortable, and it makes you very uneasy at first, because you're combating cognitive dissonance. You're combating lies that have been force-fed to you your entire lives. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, I really, really, really like how this sounds. It makes me feel good. Guess what? When you go from this life, it's going to make you feel good to follow and listen and obey. It makes you feel good. No, none of this makes you feel good. So, what I'm coming to truly understand is, if you feel good about spirituality, if you feel good about truths of this world, if you feel good that, oh, it's bad, but I feel good now because these beings are telling me things are changing, or it's being worked out, or they're coming to rescue me, or this all for a reason, a good reason. It makes me feel good. Those are just the lies of the farmer whispering in your ear. Hey, it's all good. I have you in this little enclosed cage because I love you. Here's some food. Eat this grass. Well, what's the purpose of this all? Oh, don't worry. I will provide for you what you need to know day by day. Just have faith. I will lead you to greener pastures, and you will graze there. And then when the time is ready, you will know the truth. And when that time comes, you will already be in the slaughterhouse.